First things first, on Quick Hits, a rideshare driver was kidnapped and made to drive to Florida. Check it out.
Federal prosecutors say a man kidnapped a rideshare driver at gunpoint and forced him to drive from Arlington to Miami, Florida. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Blake Hansen. It is 9 o'clock. 23-year-old Miguel Hernandez is now in federal custody. Investigators say the driver finally got away after Hernandez made him stop at a dollar store outside Miami. The driver hid in a bathroom until authorities arrived. Fox 4's David Santandri went over the criminal complaint, joins us now with the story. David.
Well, the kidnapped rideshare driver was allegedly held at gunpoint and forced to drive over 1,300 miles over the course of several days. Rideshare drivers obviously never really know the mindset of the people they're giving rides to.
You can see people jumping up and saying, oh, yeah.
Alan Roberson says passengers are always excited to catch a lift in his rideshare karaoke van.
They all can grab a mic and sing to their heart's content.
Roberson records rides and will even live stream for passengers having a good time.
I mean, there are, I think, a total of maybe 13 cameras in and around the van.
But those cameras are also for his own safety.
You never know what anybody is going through before they get into your vehicle. You both are trapped in your vehicle at that point. Either they're trapped with you or you're trapped with them.
This past weekend, 23-year-old Miguel Pastron Hernandez allegedly kidnapped a rideshare driver in Arlington, forcing the driver at gunpoint to drive him to South Florida, according to federal prosecutors. Court documents say 3 days into the kidnapping, Pastron forced the driver to stop at a Dollar General near Miami so he could buy supplies for a second kidnapping.
What world are we living in? Just curious. What world are we living in where the kidnapper tell you to, okay, first of all, a kidnapper is going to stop at the dollar store. You get your supplies from the dollar store in order to go and kidnap somebody else. The kidnapper, instead of hitchhiking or catching a Greyhound, because you could literally hitchhike to Florida. Instead of hitchhiking, and he get his supplies from the dollar store. Only thing the dollar store is good for in my eyes is balloons. The only thing the dollar store is good for in my eyes is balloons. And the dude had him driving for days.
Pastron was allegedly planning to hold the second victim for a $3 million ransom. The rideshare driver, however, hid inside the dollar store's bathroom. Pastron ran away, but was caught by police. The kidnapped rideshare driver appears to be okay.
Yo, be careful out in these streets, bro. Look, and this is why a lot of times I say that women should not be doing men's jobs. Although I know that women have now evolved to where they feel as though they should be doing men's jobs. It's really not safe out here for anybody, but it's truly not safe out here for women. So be very, very careful in these streets. In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, a man is accused of killing, burning, and burying his wife. Check it out.
Fayette County Sheriff's investigators are currently in Louisiana interrogating a man accused of killing his wife at their Fayetteville home.
Investigators say they found his wife's body partially burned and buried in a shallow grave. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us from the Fayette County Sheriff's Office with details about this gruesome crime.
Fayette County Sheriff Barry Babb says in his almost 40 years of law enforcement experience, this is one of the more grisly crimes he's had to work. But thanks to quick work and coordination with other agencies, they were able to catch this suspect, even though he'd fled all the way to Louisiana.
It's shocking as hell. Definitely seemed like something that would be on like on one of those shows. I didn't expect that.
Jabril Muhammad says he would have never expected his neighbor, 39-year-old Kenneth Harden Jr., to be accused of something like this.
He seemed like a cool dude. Like I said, he had a fireworks show down here for the kids before the 4th of July.
Fayette County Sheriff Barry Babb says Harden shot and killed his wife, 39-year-old Carrie Harden, early Tuesday morning while his children slept.
So they went to school on Tuesday, never seeing their mother.
The sheriff's office says it learned of the crime after Harden flew his father into town and gave him his last will and testament.
He had told his father that he had shot his wife and pretty much that he was now going to be on the run.
Hardin's father called the sheriff's office, who began investigating. Babb says a license plate reader helped them track Hardin's car to a motel in Louisiana. A SWAT team there moved to take him into custody while they searched the large property for his wife's body.
I got almost basically 2 calls at the same time that the cadaver dog located our victim, which was buried in a very shallow grave on the back part of the property, and at the same time that the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office took him into custody without incident.
Sheriff Babb says the body was partially burned. He says Fayette County investigators got on the first flight to Louisiana Thursday morning, where they've apparently had no trouble interviewing Hardin.
He is completely cooperating to the point that I will tell you that Captain Lee, who has been an investigator at least 3 decades, said I've never had a homicide suspect want to tell us everything.
Sheriff Babb says so far the motive they've gathered from Hardin was a late-night domestic dispute mixed with heavy drinking. Well, Sheriff Babb is also just breathing a huge sigh of relief because investigators have learned that Hardin was, considering committing suicide by cop, and he was heavily armed. And of course, they're concerned after the recent shootings of law enforcement in both Paulding and Carroll County. But thankfully, Hardin chose not to go through with that.
Heavy drinking, domestic dispute, which then led to the killing, burning, and the burying of his wife that was also on a phenomenal property. So if you look at the house and you look at where it was that they wound up finding the woman and what the backyard is and all of this stuff, it looked like it was a beautiful property. And then the dude went on the run. He flew his father in. So it's not like it seemed like he was dusty. I mean, I know what they showing on the profile picture, but it's not like he was a dusty. So the dude flew his father in, told his father that he killed his wife, that he buried her and burned her. They found her on the property, and then ultimately he went on the run and he was considering doing suicide. All honest to God, and I don't know how long they've been married. I don't know what the details are, but honestly, I'm trying to figure out what is it that somebody can do, or what is it that they saying, or what is it that they say to you that you get to the point to where you ultimately want to kill, burn, and bury them. Kill, burn, and bury them. I hope I never get to the point in my life, and I'm not even talking about with anybody that's close to me, but just in general, and they got children, in general, that I want to kill, bury, and burn somebody, or kill, burn, and bury somebody. And you saying, why couldn't he just leave? I don't know. We don't know the details of it, but I do want to keep y'all in the loop of what's going on out in these streets. So y'all better be safe out here, because you never know what people have going on behind the scenes. And then last but not least, money that was supposed to be designated for the community, as usual, is being used in order to buy houses and live a lavish lifestyle. And as you can see the Kia out there too.
Now with 3 breaking news in Orange County, federal agents raid the homes of the Viet America Society president and the daughter of a county supervisor accused of embezzling millions in COVID money.
Before we get into this last story, a quick hits, before we get into Kamala Harris's speech and stuff, didn't I tell y'all that one of the things that Biden did during COVID, or during this whole thing, because a lot of people think that they still got away, didn't I tell y'all that eventually they was coming for this, that they extended it to 10 years to be able to chase you down? They not done catching most of y'all. Some of y'all thought that y'all got away. Some of y'all thought that y'all got away. They are not done coming to find you. If you are one of those people, because you can go and look it up and see who took the COVID money. You can go see who took the COVID. If you one of the people that ultimately took the money, that took the cash, they are not done with you. They still finding people, and they tracking them down, and they throwing them under the jail. Let me go ahead and play this story.
Good afternoon, I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. The homes searched today were allegedly purchased with money that was meant to feed elderly people struggling from COVID.
KTLA 5's Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost is live now in Tustin with the latest. Chip?
Yeah, hello there, Glenn and Lou. Yes, this raid appears to be connected with some allegations we've been hearing about involving the daughter of an Orange County supervisor. We've been seeing federal agents going in and out of this home behind me, this yellow home. Let's show you some video from a little bit earlier. According to a lawsuit filed by the county, this home was owned or was purchased by Rhiannon Doe, the daughter of Orange County Supervisor Andrew Doe. She has been accused in a lawsuit along with the group she was working for.
Well, at least she decided to invest her funds, right? She said we ain't gonna waste it. We're gonna be bag chasers. We're gonna invest in real estate.
Viet America Society of embezzling money that was meant to be used to feed needy people during the COVID pandemic. They said that their group took those funds instead and used those funds for personal gain, including purchasing this house and making other purchases. If we could, let's take a look at a page from the lawsuit against the Viet America Society and others. It says in part, instead of using these funds to assist the county's most vulnerable populations, defendant Viet America Society and its officers and associates brazenly plundered these funds for their own personal gain. We talked a little bit earlier.
That's, honestly, that's just wild to me. Like, of all of the people, I just, more than I despise just like regular everyday criminals or people that just do dumb stuff or whatever, I dislike, and I'm gonna read the super chat shortly. I dislike thieves more than probably anybody else. I mean, listen, you could be a single baby mama, you could be out here busting it down for a real one, you can go and slap somebody in their face, but don't slap nobody in their face. You shouldn't put your hands on people because that's gonna end up in a bad way. But my point is that there's very few things in my mind that is lower than a thief, especially somebody that's still from the most vulnerable. Like when I see people finessing older people, or I see people finessing for real estate, or they go and steal money from this person, that is money that people actually made or gained or paid in taxes or is allocating towards something in particular. There used to be a special place and a special way you used to have to deal with a thief. Honestly, you had to pay with a finger. You had to do something. Thieves used to have to pay the piper. And y'all just be stealing like it ain't even no thing.
Earlier to Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley, who's been among those calling for a criminal investigation into this matter.
As far as just when you started hearing about this, what's your personal reaction to these funds, if the allegations are true, being used for personal gain instead of what they were supposed to be used for?
My personal reaction is that it's disgusting. It's just reprehensible that people could take advantage for their own personal enrichment, and especially given that these funds, as you may recall, were for people who were really struggling during the middle of the COVID pandemic.
Listen, God bless y'all, but they still coming for y'all. And so the one thing that the Biden administration did promise y'all, which that's probably one of the very few things that I agree with him. He said, we're going to extend the ability for us to come and take you down by a long time so that you can make sure, listen, enjoy your freedom now. Enjoy your freedom now because we're going to come and see you. All right.